scorching heat. It is also derived from the word Ramadan, which means sun-baked sand. The Arabs used to call the land that is heated by the sun al-ardu Ramadan. Ramadan was named such because it burns sins, the sins of the believers, just like blazing sun evaporates water from the surface of the ground. Ramadan burns away one's sins. The spiritual heat purifies and molds us to be better human beings, and that is, of course, our intention going forward. Now, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have to say about Ramadan in the Quran? So in Surah Al-Baqarah, which happens to be the second chapter of the Holy Quran and the longest chapter of the Holy Quran, and it's a very important chapter of the Holy Quran because a lot of our do's and don'ts and regulations, etc., have been mandated in Surah Al-Baqarah, and that is why Surah Al-Baqarah is a pretty lengthy surah. Surah Al-Baqarah is a Madani surah, and remember I told you all of those things which were mandated, prescribed upon the Prophet and our Ummah were mandated in regulations and mandates. They will happen to be a Madani surah and not Makki surah. Makki Quran is very different to Madani Quran, and when you read it, you'll see the difference actually. In Makki Quran, there's not going to be any rules and regulations, but more to do with Iman. Moment ready now to receive the rules and regulations, the do's and the don'ts. That is why Madani Quran is very different to Makki Quran, and you'll notice that inshallah ta'ala upon your recitation hopefully this Ramadan. Ramadan, as mentioned in ayah 180, as recited alhamdulillah, which is لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. I've highlighted the red there because I want you to understand that. O believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, addressing you and I, O believers, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain taqwa. That's it. That is the main reason why we are fasting. A lot of people, when we ask a lot of people, why do we fast? You'll have varying reasons as to why we're fasting. Of course, all of those reasons are definitely there. But primarily, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you and I to understand that fasting was prescribed upon you and I because we have to achieve something called taqwa. Okay? Now, what is taqwa? Right? It's always a big question. What is taqwa? So can maybe somebody explain to me what taqwa possibly is? Or what comes to mind when you think of taqwa? Any of the youth kids over here? Any of you? Yeah? Yes, go ahead. Someone. God consciousness. Yes, definitely. And how would you give me an example of what that means?
Kind of like, I feel like it's awareness of Allah. In our daily lives, we often forget that Allah is watching us and we kind of go on to do things. But when you're fasting, every single thing you do, you think about it before you do it. Yeah. You think about what Allah is thinking. And like, for example, like you could break your fast and eat if no one's watching.
Absolutely.
Allah is watching you, so you have that mindfulness.
Right, absolutely. So that mindfulness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you everywhere. I remember as a kid going into the bathroom and drinking some sips of water and coming out, and my mom thinking, I definitely had zero taqwa at that age, okay? But right now, alhamdulillah, I can go to the bathroom. In fact, a lot of the times I'm home only eating pizza and all sorts. I'm pretending like I'm cooking and then just slipping some food into my, my mouth. Alhamdulillah, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's awareness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching me all the time. And that means He's watching me not just during my fast, but during my, in fact, my whole life, right? And so it gives you that enhanced understanding of God consciousness, that we're always, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always watching us, right? And you are doing this only for the sake of Allah. I cannot give up water for my parents. I love my parents to death, but I cannot give up water for them. I can't give up my food possibly for them. I have probably given a lot of times, I've sacrificed a lot for my own children, of course, which you always do. But like, imagine them telling us, you can't eat and drink for this X amount of days, etc. You're going to be kind of like, yeah, I don't think so. Or you might, cheat in the process, right? Okay. So with this, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to fast, but of course, we're doing it solely for who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He has said you can't eat and you can't drink from this hour to this hour, so therefore